Howdy there, young'uns, Silver Mongoose here. We all have that game or two that we would love to have, but it just seems unobtainable. Maybe it's an obscure computer game from the 80s, or perhaps you just had your eye on that mint-in-box copy of Earthbound for a while. There's games that have been lost at a friend's house, have slipped through our fingers, or have skyrocketed in price. These are our white whales of gaming. I've got a few, and though I could probably obtain all of these on eBay tomorrow for about $300, that's never been my style. Let's get started. Number 3 is Kirby Air Ride. Yeah, not the rarest or most expensive game, but it's an oddity, and has always piqued my interest. Plus, I'm a big fan of the GameCube. Unfortunately, every single time I have found this in the wild, it has had no manual. Every single time. I feel like that copy is just following me across the country, taunting me. I will have you, Kirby. Someday. Number 2 is Crusader of Centy. A colorful Zelda-like game on the Genesis, Crusader of Centy was a very popular rental game in my family back in the day. It had this cool gimmick where instead of swapping out items, you would swap out animal companions to give you abilities. I think the cheetah would make you faster, or the butterfly would make you jump. You get the idea. Sadly, I have never seen it in the wild, and currently a copy on eBay will run you about $150. As much as I would love to play this game again, I would never pay that much for a single game. And number 1 is Strike Gunner on the Super Nintendo. This gets the top of my list for a couple reasons. 1, it has a high nostalgia factor. It was a game I played with my brother just once or twice at a babysitter's, but it has stuck with us both, even after all these years. It was this cool vertical shooter with an awesome array of power-ups. Not only could you play 2-player, but the 2 ships could combine and work together. The other reason that this is top of my list is that not once, but twice I have gone into game stores, and they told me that less than 24 hours earlier, they had a copy sitting right there on their shelves, just one day short of owning this childhood classic. So those are my 3 white whales of gaming. I would love to hear which games seem to have always eluded you over the years. Please share in the comments. But before I go, I wanted to add a little something. Originally, I had a lesser-known Game Boy game called Kid Dracula on this list. It was the first Game Boy game I had ever played way back in elementary school, and other than that one day I borrowed it from a friend, I had only ever seen it once. I saw it in a pawn shop for $40, and I was just at a point in my life where that was way out of my price range. Go figure that Kid Dracula, a game of very high sentimental value for me, is actually one of the most expensive Game Boy games out there. Luckily, as I was making this list, I found out that the German version of this game was less than half the price of what this goes for online, and it's the same game. I ordered it immediately, and I'm super excited to see footage of this game for the first time in about 20 years. This is one whale that has been caught. Time to get nostalgic. This has been Silver Mongoose Videos, and remember, classic gaming never gets old.